We've just discovered a new scandal as Rishi Sunak's government are now using the Treasury's debit card to give free cash to illegal migrants worth £160 million. All right, before we start, when we say discovered a new scandal, it's nothing new about it. We've just discovered it now. Now, we also knew that the government and the Home Office do give freebies to illegal migrants. Of course, they give them accommodation and food. And there's a bit of a cash also that's being given away from the taxpayer. It's not government's money. There's no such thing as government's money. It's only the taxpayer's money. Now, this is all thanks to a Freedom of Information request done by Steve Laws. Now, Steve Laws discovered that all this free cash has been given out, they pocket money essentially to illegal migrants. So far, it's currently about £160 million. But considering that we already see every single day more boats are coming to Kent and Dover and all those places, that number is going to increase massively over the next few months and years. So even if it doesn't increase, £160 million? Really? With all these problems that we have, and we say, well, we don't have enough money for this, or we don't have enough money for that, but we have enough for this issue. Okay, now, the ASPEN system, which stands for the Asylum Support Enablement Card, which is basically a debit card, is a payment scheme that offers asylum seekers a subsistence allowance. Okay, now, let's focus on this thing, because we had a Conservative MP, James Daly, who sits on the Home Affairs Committee, is saying that he's shocked. He said, we spend over £6 billion a year to house asylum seekers, which is utterly preposterous. But now, to find out that the government is spending £160 million a year giving debit cards to many of those being housed in 4-star hotels beggars belief. He says, last week I was in Calais and saw firsthand how our asylum system is being abused. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the issues. It's not just the £160 million, it's also all the other costs, including the £6 billion that we're spending every year. And that's also going to go up, obviously, more migrants coming in, more money has to be used on hotels, and no one is still kicking off. And this is really weird. Now, the chairman of Migration Watch, Mr. Mehmet, came out to say that we now know that in addition to accommodation and free dental and medical attention, free dental as well, a further £160 million was handed to asylum seekers through the Aspen debit card system. This is because all asylum seekers awaiting a decision on their claims are each entitled to £40.85 a week. That is £1.6 billion over 10 years. Putting it another way, it would pay the salaries of around 4,000 nurses for a whole year. And we need nurses, right? So why do we not do that? The issue also is the backlog. The Home Office takes about 500 years to review these applications and decide to reject or not. And as we also exposed a few weeks ago, was a couple of months ago, about the Albanian illegal migrants, we, as the UK, compared to any other country, including France, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, we have the highest approval rate, rates of approved applications when it comes to the Albanian illegal migrants. All the other countries who are also part of the UN Refugee Convention, who are also part of ECHR, somehow manage to deport them, but we can't. So we can't keep shifting the blame onto these conventions and agreements. Clearly, it is our own fault as the government and politicians, because they clearly cannot really handle the pressure from the left-wing activists and lawyers. That's just an excuse. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back later on Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.